Hi guys, quick update here for the stock market. So clearly there's been a lot going on here since my last YouTube video. So we're just going to explore some of the alternate counts. Like we are working in the group that we may have actually bottomed here last week, and we're now running this as an ABC correction into here in a wave 2. So potentially this move here could easily make its way towards 2650, but we'll get onto the short term in a short while. And as you can see right now, it is working well. So that was something that we made. A call that we made yesterday. So if you want to join the group and get involved in these sort of moves, just follow the Facebook link, send me a message. I'm doing also Skype consultations as well as sort of selling some educational material if that's what you guys want. And I will be releasing a masterclass, although it could take up to 6 months to get that released. Now, with the stock market, basically, we just need to know whether we're doing a 1929 moment or not. So with 1929, based on what we know as a precedent, the way this sort of played out was that typically with these parabolic moves, you move down around 42% within 2.5 months. And this was looking like a 1929 up until last week, where we ended up doing an oversold bounce and then collapsing 80%. It's the only bear market in the last 100 years which has basically fallen straight off a dime. Every other bear market we've had some warning to. Now, we have spoken about the fact that it seems a little bit early. Business cycle, I was not projecting to end until 2026. Financial sector certainly is not on this sort of level. That kind of level of hype and hysteria and credit risk takes a few more years to sort of play out. And also this high was insecure. So assuming we're not doing a 1929 moment, the count will then be 1, 2. This is all an ABCDE megaphone pattern, or the way I want it is an ABCDE ABC into here, and then we go up. So that gets you to basically, well, let's go on the SPX again. That gets you towards 4,000 by 2022. By 2021, 22, 23, and then it takes a while for the euro-dollar system to slowly wreak havoc, and then the business cycle ends soon after that. So there is a very real chance the stock market may very well have bottomed here and we go higher. And certainly, this wave 2 was so shallow that technically this wave 4 could have, it's come all the way pretty much as low as the 38.2. That's still acceptable. Technically, there's only 3 rules to Elliott wave. Wave 4 can't go into here, wave 2 can't cross below wave 0, and wave 3 can't be the shortest. And clearly, wave 3 has been the longest wave the entire way up. So that is one count. And like I said, if you're in the 1929 camp, well, then you're of the opinion that this is just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming down, or it's an ABC going into a much larger correction. ABC into here, and then another ABC. But that just looks really strange relative to the 2. So the 4 and the 2 have to be somewhat related, time, magnitude, shape. There is a rule of alternation, but for this to end up becoming some kind of complicated ABCDE triangle, it just doesn't look right. So that's the take, and this, it just doesn't look like a 4. It's come up here way too impulsive to look like a wave 4. So there is a very real possibility that the stock market has indeed bottomed here. And like I said, we sort of called this last night, and now we're working, and in fact, a very, very bullish inverted head and shoulders here. So if I just bring up the obvious, let me find inverted head and shoulders here. So I believe it's one of these. Head and shoulders. Okay, so it'd be something along these sort of lines, yeah. So you get the point, and then that would then set up, quite a powerful move, because if all of that is just the neckline, you add from the tip of the head to the neckline onto the neckline. Well, that gets you back towards 3,000, and certainly a move above 3,000 would mean that things are now, quote unquote, back to normal. And you can see a very, very clear, obvious resistance level there. Okay, great support, great resistance, and we've not really retested that level, but that's all the way at 285 to 2850. So potential for this market to still go higher. And if you look at the Nasdaq made it nowhere near the 2018 lows. So and the stock market really is a leading indicator. I mean, it's a discount mechanism, so the current news narrative has been very much priced in. So that's a 1, 2, 3 running flat 4, that still gets you towards 14, well, call it 12,000-13,000 on the Nasdaq. Very much doing a post long-term capital management, calling it a day back in 98. So they call it a day here. Next thing you know, we've gone parabolic. So there is certainly a chance that wave 4, primary degree level wave 4, only finished last week, and this stock market continues to go higher. Now, certainly every stock looks horrible. Every worldwide index looks horrible. So clearly from here on in, as per really the last 2 years, nothing is an investment. Everything is just a trade. If you're buying Amazon at $1,000, then you kind of missed the boat there. The big money has already been made here, while the boomers have got out, and now boomers have legged it. But just because they've legged it doesn't mean we can't still have this final wave where credit risk now becomes very, dicey. People start, taking out loans to buy groceries. That kind of riskiness that we got, similar to here with all of, those ninja loans. So that kind of Ponzi, Minsky kind of speculative behavior is quite, typical of that wave 5. And certainly looking at crude oil, it seems to want to bounce here. I mean, there's bearish targets as low as 14, 15. It could just be doing a wave 4, which is very much possible. It could just be doing a back test of 26, but as a minimum, I think the CL does get to at least 26, and then we can start working on this gap. If it manages to break above here, stabilize as support, your next aim is going to be the gap. So certainly something is going on, which is telling me that liquidity is coming back into the system. And looking at Bitcoin, like I said, if you want a full deeper dive into this, just come and join the group. There's a chance we go to at least 74 and do a back test of this broken descending trend line, which is very much possible. So definitely there's some nice gains to be had there, albeit they are limited before the next move lower, I feel. So that is the current situation for the stock market, and we just need to keep an eye on things. I think there is a chance that we may have bottomed, and the VIX is falling. It's not falling dramatically, but it is starting to fall, and we need to see this continue to go lower. So definitely it's one to keep an eye on. There are still alternate, much more bearish counts that this is just an oversold corrective bounce, and certainly we know bear markets have the most vertical moves, right? So we do know, whilst it is 20% off the lows, technically that's a new bull market in itself. Anything that's moved 20% off the lows is in itself a new bull market, but we know the most vicious vertical moves tend to occur in a bear market. But if that is a 1 and that is an ABC2, well then potentially, once again, this is all potentially 1, 2, we're talking significantly higher here. So eventually this stock market makes a comeback, and the news narrative is lagging. But by the time the news gets quote unquote good again, this stock market could easily be at 3,000. So that's the thing with the stock market. It's not one-to-one in terms of time or effect with the news at all. It's very much leading, just like it led on the way down. It was telling you the news was going to get worse, given the fact that we've crashed 40% in 2 weeks. So I mean, if that is a 3, then we're talking much higher. So fascinating times here, but I suppose it works. I suppose an ABC into here works. So let's wait and see. Like I said, these stocks don't look particularly good. I mean, I wouldn't really be going anywhere near them, but there is a chance we could now reverse. And like I said, if you want to join the group, you can join the group. We're looking at the stock market, we're looking at crypto, we're looking at the altcoins. These are the altcoins that we cover on a regular basis. So over 15, 16, 17, 18 charts here that we're covering on a regular basis. Had some really nice trades the last couple of months, and now we're just waiting for the next move. But like I said, there's a chance crypto does eventually move higher as well. So that's my update for the stock market. I think there is a chance that we may have bottomed. If not, we can then reassess the count. But just working off this level here, this is such an important level. 26, call it 2640, very, very important level. So many times we've reacted to this, and we've hit it now twice. So could we now be recoiling to come and hit it again, retrace, and then end up breaking it? So plenty of things have gone on here, but given the fact that we've moved 40% down, now 20% up in what feels like a year, but really it's only been a month, and it's not even been a month, frankly. So a lot has gone on here in the space of a month, but that means a lot can still go on in the next couple of weeks, and next thing you know, we're back above this VPOC level. So and any stabilization above this 2716 around this VPOC level, that is definitely a bullish sign. And obviously the clear confirmation that we are back in a bullish trend is a move above the 61.8. anything that retraces it more than the 61.8, we've now got a new uptrend on our hands, and it's unlikely to be a counter wave correction. Anyway, I'll wrap it up there and come and join the group.